I think it's really helpful at least once a month to go through your house and toss at a minimum 21 items into a donation bag. I have accumulated some things over the last month, and not only that, I want to take you through some of the other things that I've decluttered and kind of how I've thought through them over the last months and even over the last year. Look at this adorable little step stool. I thought this was so cute. I got this at a garage sale, and I thought it was perfect for the bathroom. My daughter used it like 3 times and then she had a huge growth spurt. She doesn't need it anymore. And these are the kinds of things that I highly encourage you to really look for when you're decluttering your space. Things that you're used to seeing. We did a bunch of laundry that the boys had in their bedroom, and I just pulled out absolutely anything that was stained or outgrown. So that means I need 2 piles here. One to donate and one to recycle, because some of this stuff is just way past, there's no more life left in them. Then I got rid of a couple of my own things, because here we are at the turn of a season. Always a good time to go through your stuff. I think this is actually really cute, but I feel like it also washes me out a little bit, so I don't love wearing this one. And then here is a hoodie. It was perfect until I washed and dried it. Now it's too short, so I might replace this. I have a few more things in my garage too. Let me take you down there. This is something that I really was excited about. I got this on Amazon. It's just to help you organize your lids, your baking sheets. But when I tried it in my space, it was awkward. The cookie sheets kept falling out, and maybe it's meant more for lids, but I already have a spot for my lids, so I really didn't need something like this. I'm gonna donate it, even though I wanted it to work. I feel like that is why we hang on to stuff sometimes. It's just because we spent the money, we wanted it to work out, and we're just holding out hope. But at some point we have to just say, I tried it, it didn't work, and that's okay. I'll pass it on, it'll work for someone else. I bought this candle a year ago thinking it would be so good for the summer. Look, I barely burned it. It actually looks like I tried it for 30 minutes and decided, what? I didn't like it because I blew it out and never burned it again. Donation stores like Goodwill will take stuff like this. They have actually a huge candle section. So I've even seen half burned candles there. I don't know what your opinion about that is, but I have definitely seen it. So I'm gonna donate this. Here is one that I really don't know what to do with. I have loved using this. I use it as a vase. I also use it for trifles. I recently chipped it though, and I don't know if, I mean, it's sharp, like if I run my finger along it. I don't know if it's a big enough chip to actually get rid of or what. So I need your help. What would you do with this? Would you donate it? Would you recycle it? Or would you keep it? I just don't even think I can fix it. I'd have to live with the chip, but please let me know because I don't know what to do. I love going through my kids' stuff when they're little and kind of making some decisions. They can declutter. My daughter's 5, she's barely 5, but I find that they, at this age, want to keep everything. So what I did is I asked my husband to take her away for a little while and let me do some decluttering of stuff that I know I have not seen her play with. Some duplicates. We had some books that we had duplicates of. I didn't even realize that. I will go ahead and do this maybe 4 times a year, and she just had a birthday. I'll just go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. I'm getting rid of this organizer. I had originally used this in her room to organize her bows, and I just have a storage system that I like better. And I cannot think of anything else that I can use this for. I really don't think I need to keep it. If I'm like racking my brain and I can't come up with it, I feel like there's probably nowhere in my house that I could use this. I could ask my boys, they're older, maybe they can organize something, but I think I'm just gonna pass this on. Then I have another laundry hamper full of donations of the kids' clothes and stuff of my husband's. So I can take this down to the Goodwill. None of this is stained, it's just outgrown. Now I wanna share with you some of the other things that I've gotten rid of over the last year or so to kind of give you more inspiration. So my husband went through his clothes recently and he decided to donate some hoodies. I'm actually kind of surprised. Some of these are really cute, but things that he has not worn in a while, he will go ahead and go through, and he has to do this on his own terms. A lot of you have asked, like, how do I get my spouse to go through their stuff? There really is no way to do it other than to just lead by example. When your spouse or your partner sees that you've gone through your things and wow, that your side of the closet looks amazing, they're probably going to be motivated to do it on their own, but they have to do it on their own. There's no way around that as far as I can tell. Okay, I'm getting rid of some masks. Actually, my daughter likes these, but she leaves them all over the floor. And they've been in my closet for about a month and she's not looked for them. She's not asked for them. So I'm okay to actually donate these. Now, I have a kids consignment store near me where I can go and sell all the kids stuff. We don't need a poo emoji, frisbee, where I can go and sell stuff, and it's great because I can trade it in for other things. Okay, probably a stained, oh yeah, a stained shirt. Now, this is another kind of controversial one. Should you donate clothes that are stained? Some people say yes, some people say no. The people that say yes, I think, are the people that are using the materials for crafts and repurposing. But I think generally, if it's really stained, I say recycle it. But let me know what you think in the comments. This is the cutest toy. I might have the right kind of battery. I think it needs one of those small round coin batteries. I'm gonna see if I can actually fix that before I let it go, but if I can't, obviously, I'm gonna donate it. Here is a sweater of mine. I remember when I bought this, I thought it was so cute. I loved the bright, cheerful color. I thought this is gonna keep me warm. We have long and cold winters here in Utah. Here is the thing. I never pulled this out once last winter. I bought this a couple of years ago, and that is my cue that I can get rid of it. If a whole season's gone by and I have not pulled it out, I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I forgot that this was scratchy. Maybe I felt like it just wasn't my style. I don't know why I didn't pull it out, but I didn't, and that's the point. So I can go ahead and donate this. I have another thing just like that. I feel like this is just a little bit too small, and it's one that I kept skipping over again and again. It's so cute. It's a starling little red puff sleeve sweatshirt, and I love it, but that's not a good enough reason to keep something. This is all, Marie Kondo kind of thing. Does it spark joy? Well, yeah, I think the sleeves are cute and it makes me happy to look at it, but practically and realistically, it's not useful to me. So that is more helpful in decluttering for me than, does it make me happy? Does it spark joy? Yeah, a lot of things spark joy, but they're not practical. So that's where I draw the line. This is kind of a hard one. This is new. I bought these florals at Home Goods thinking they're gonna be perfect in my living room. They're so pretty. They go with my color scheme. I didn't like it. I peeled the sticker off, lost the receipt, and decided in the end that they weren't for me. Here's another one where we can get kind of hung up on our guilt. I wasted money. I bought it. I shouldn't have. I was irresponsible with the receipt. Now, instead of keeping this item either in the spot where I don't like it, and I did try shuffling it around the house, is there anywhere else I can use it? No, I just ended up not loving it. Instead of having it out and having it kind of bothering me, and instead of storing it, I'm gonna pass it on. I have to be realistic again and say the money's gone. I don't get it back by keeping the item. A cute little decaled sweatshirt of my daughter's. You know what I did? I know what I did. I keep washing my dark denim jeans with my lights and forgetting to put it on a cold wash. I have ruined a few things in the past year by forgetting to do that or not separating my lights and darks. So unfortunately, this one, it's covered in paint and it got washed with some blue jeans. Now, I think somebody else could upcycle this and use it because of this super cute little decal. So even though it's stained, I'm going to take my chances on donating it. And then I have a couple pieces of jewelry. This was so cute on the little clasp at the store. I was like, this is the cutest little thing. But when I put it on, it's wonky. It's like so crookedy and I don't like it. So that's kind of sad. It's never been worn. It's brand new, but there is no point in me keeping it if I'm not gonna wear it. All right, this is one that I have held on to for a few years. because the sentimental in me has struggled to get rid of it. Now, the only way I can justify keeping this is if I am able to fix it or restore it. This is a necklace, bar necklace, with my kids' names engraven on them. It is such a beautiful idea. I remember it just looked beautiful at first, but it tarnished really quickly, and it is no longer something that I want to wear because look at it, it does not look good. So do you have any idea how to restore something like this? It was rose gold when I got it, and now it is brassy brown. So I am going to see if you guys have any ideas for me. If you don't, if I can't fix it, I'm gonna have to let it go, and I better do it quick because I've held on to this long enough. I bought this for Valentine's Day this year and just didn't really love it. It's wooden beads. It kind of went over my little vessel that I have, and I ended up pulling it off before Valentine's Day was over. I was like, it just looks cheap. I don't love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. Thankfully, it wasn't very expensive. It was like $3 from Hobby Lobby. Somebody's gonna love that. But again, why would I store it back in my Valentine's Day decor box if I know I didn't love it this year? Same with the sweaters. If I didn't wear it this year, if I didn't love it, chances are I'm not going to love it next year. I have been using this cute little ceramic soap dispenser in the last year and a half in my bathroom, but it's just so chipped up. I don't want it in there anymore. That's something that kind of adds to a cluttered visual, is when you have like dust, when you have chipped and broken things, it actually starts to make the space look cluttered, believe it or not. So I don't want to have this chipped, dingy kind of thing in my bathroom, so I actually have already replaced it. How cute is this picnic basket? This came from the thrift store, and my daughter stored her play food in here for the past year. Well, it really has lived its life. There's a huge hole, and this just keeps breaking off huge pieces, and I find the pieces of this basket all over her floor, and the lid is broken. So this, it's adorable, and we had so much fun with it, but it's time to just recycle the materials because it doesn't work anymore. And I got another basket, so I replaced this one, but go through your house and look for anything broken. Do you remember when I recommended that everyone replace their towels and get white? I cannot believe this, but I think I'm taking it back. I will be honest, the white towels, although at first were beautiful, super easy to bleach, and they would come out clean every time, I am having trouble keeping these white towels looking nice. And maybe there's something that I can do. I've seen people like put all kinds of solutions in a bathtub and strip their linens, and I wonder if that would solve the problem, but that I'm not even sure would work. Let me know what you would do if you were me, and if you're having this problem as well. I love white, obviously, and my house is full of it, but the towels are giving me so much trouble. Oh, my husband's donating some clothes, so I thought I'd show them, because I've noticed, especially at the turn of a season, it's really, really great to go through your wardrobe and just see what's in there, because there's always stuff that either the style isn't working for us anymore, or it's totally pilled up. Here's a jacket, a pair of sweatpants. Oh, this is good. Okay. These are two books that I love. These are by Joshua Becker. This one is The Minimalist Home, and this one is Clutter Free with Kids. I am not decluttering these because I don't think they're valuable or worthwhile. I love them, but as a clutter-free person trying to live a more minimalist and simplified life, I don't keep books around that I know I'm not going to read again. These books tell you how to declutter your home step by step. I've done that, and so there is no reason for me to hold on to these. I want to bless somebody else and pass these on because somebody else is right at the beginning, and these are going to be a huge help to them just like it was to me. So I'm not attached to books like this, especially books that got me from point A to point B, and I just don't need them anymore. So The Minimalist Home and Clutter Free with Kids, I highly recommend both of them, but I am decluttering them from my collection. Do you remember when I talked about how I went to the thrift store and I bought a kettle? This was so cute, it worked great, but Cody, my husband, actually got me a new one for Christmas, and I don't need this one anymore. So this is, again, something that I was able to replace. In fact, I had another like kettle water boiler down in my cupboard. This one, the lid doesn't really work anymore. This is an electric kettle. You put it on a base and turn it on. I got great use out of this. It boils the water really, really fast, but I don't need 3. I don't need 2. I just need 1. And since I got a new one, I can go ahead and pass these on. This one, I think I am gonna donate, both of these. Even though the lid's a little wonky, if you fiddle with it, it still works. I have held on to these little pot holders forever, and they're just so stained at this point. I did decide to finally replace them, and I wanted to get something smaller to fit in my cupboard downstairs. So I went ahead and I'm decluttering these. They've lived their life, and that's the great thing when you think more minimally and more clutter-free. Just when you get into this mindset, you really do use things up. You wait till the basket breaks. You wait till the kettle, the lid gets wonky. You wait till there are stains covering your pot holders. It's a really cool way to live. And when you get rid of this stuff, you really feel like, man, that lived its life. Last week, I did a huge declutter purge of my daughter's wardrobe and her closet. So I wanted to include that and show you some of the things that I was able to store for later, and then the huge pile of stuff that I was also able to get rid of. So here's everything for storage. Here's everything was stained, and then look at this massive pile that I can now go and sell, or that you could sell or donate or whatever, or even potentially save for another child, but you're getting it out of your main living space. And I think that is the main point. I completely forgot to include this purse in my declutter bag that I just showed you guys. I am so sad, but this purse I have had for more than 6 months, and I have not worn it once. I've even checked to see if I still have the tags, like maybe I can return it. I don't. Why did I do that? This was such a learning experience for me. You just keep learning. I've been decluttering my house for more than 2 years, and I just keep learning. Yeah, this thing still has all the filling in it. It is completely new. I don't know, I think I got it at Target, but since I haven't used it in 6 months, I know that I'm not going to use it. And I just bought it because I loved the size. I thought this is the perfect little crossbody bag. It's so cute, but it just did not go with enough in my wardrobe. So I just wasn't as thoughtful as I should have been, and I am now regretting it. So that is a lesson. Try and only buy things that you know exactly how you will use them. Like I should have thought of outfits before I purchased this. And then 2, just because you have regret, you have remorse, you literally wasted money, does not mean you should hold on to the item. Buyer's regret or throwing out money is not a reason to keep something. You know, it's just clutter in your home. So I'm not just gonna let this sit around and take up my mental and physical energy in my house. So that was a regret. I wish I'd never bought it, but lesson learned. I have had these very, very worn and scratched, rusted over pieces of cookware for a very long time, and I finally decided to replace them. So again, the bottom of this is scratched, and that's not so much a concern, but you can see right here where the inside of this pan has started to wear off, where I'm actually putting food. That's a little concerning to me. And then obviously rust is not ideal. So I am gonna go ahead and try and recycle these for this month, and I just feel so much better at getting these out of my kitchen. Here is just what I replaced the cookware with. I just picked these up for really, really inexpensive at Home Goods. That's a place that I really like to get my things, and I love to keep things really white in my kitchen. Any kind of serving dish, I like it white. It just is nice because it goes with everything. This is kind of a hard one because it's so cute. This is one of my boys' little lunch boxes, but they have actually been eating lunch at the school for free for the whole month of the whole year of 2020. So they haven't needed this, and they're not into Minecraft anymore. So I feel like when we start packing home lunches again, they'll want something else. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along to another kid. Oh, my husband was so sweet. He brought me home flowers in this vase, but to be honest, this vase is not something that I will use again. It doesn't go with my home decor. I have another vase that's clear that I love so much, so there's really no reason for me to keep it. This is kind of where it starts getting tricky sometimes with decluttering. If things have a sentimental attachment, like my husband bringing me flowers is the sweetest, but I enjoyed the flowers. I loved them, and I definitely received the sentiment. I don't need to hold on to this vase to remember that he loves me. You know what I mean? So I don't need this. Somebody else can use it. Oh, this toy has been so fun for my kids, but we're missing a peg, and my kids have for the most part outgrown this, so I'm gonna go ahead and donate it even though it's missing a piece, because I've noticed in some of the comments you guys said, you know, give it to the donation as spare parts. Somebody might see this and be missing a couple pegs themselves, and they can replace it, or maybe they only have a couple and they can use the base. So that's a good idea. Like if you're looking for spare parts, go to the Goodwill or even donate stuff like this because somebody might be missing pieces. I'm also getting rid of 2 of these red bowls. I just really don't have a use for them. The only thing I'm thinking with this one is it might be good to keep just to hand out candy at Halloween time. That is the only reason I might keep something like this just kind of in my miscellaneous seasonal bin. I'm gonna actually set this to the side. I have 3 of these bins. At the most, I will keep 1, but I'll go ahead and let you guys know in the description what I ended up doing, but I'm just gonna set this aside for now. All right, this entire bag is full of outgrown girl clothes. I have a place that I like to go and trade my kids' clothes in exchange. Oh, I've got some boy stuff in here too, but I can get, oh, here's a little doll that we aren't using right now. I can get money back, or I can do a trade at the store, like for store credit, but I mean, I've got tons and tons of clothes. I also have these little magnets. This is something that I call a mess maker. I should have known better than to buy it in the first place. What mess makers are just a bunch of pieces that scatter themselves throughout your house. I try to avoid these. It never ends well. They're always fun to play with for a second or two, but then I just noticed they're scattered. And it just ended up being way too much, a total pain to clean up. And we have other magnets that are just a few magnets, and she can set them up and play with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these go. I have a couple of home decor pieces. This is something from my 4th of July decor that I don't use. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on to the Goodwill. It's darling, it has cute stars. Somebody is going to love that. And then I have a blanket that we were given when we moved into our new house, and we have other blankets, and this one doesn't quite match our decor. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. It's in great shape. It's a beautiful, beautiful blanket, but again, it's just not something I need, so I'm not gonna keep it. I have this other blanket that was really cute for Christmas time, and my kids liked it, but we're just not using it right now. We have other blankets like this, and I don't want to keep picking it up off my floor. I'm done with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. Then I need to see if I can find a couple more pieces for this toy. This is one of those spirographs, and it's really fun. I might end up just having to recycle this because I don't have a single piece, it looks like, that goes with it. And then here are the other 2 bins that I have. I am gonna keep this, just one, for handing out candy, and if you can think of any other use for a bucket like this, let me know in a comment because I would love to keep it with multiple ideas. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one.